now, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for your Vibe lineup. Starting with the reserves, number 9, Sam Gress. Number 11, Estelle Check. Number 12, Emily Kirby Nagel. Number 22, Elizabeth Hightower. Number 20, Sierra Frazier. And number 33, Sarah Mosley. And now, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for your Vibe Starters. The DP, number 7, Carmen Greenwood. In the right field, number 15, Rachel Root. At the first base, number 17, Taylor Pleasance. In the left field, the 2-3, Kara Caneto. In the catcher spot behind the plate, number 36, Jordan Rudley. At shortstop, number 10, Jillian Solis. At second base, number 8, Hannah Adams. On third, number 26, Grayson Radcliffe. And in the center field, number 90, Emma Ritter. And last but not least on the mound, number 14, Jordan Johnson. And now we ask that you please stand and remove your cover as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Good evening and welcome to SCF and Game 3 between the Orlando Monarchs and the Florida Vibe. Game 1, the Vibe won 5-1, a great pitching performance by Elizabeth Hightower to start. And then Game 2, the Monarchs really turned it up and turned it on, a 17-6 run rule victory in 5 innings. So what does that mean for Game 3? Kind of feels like all the options are on the table. Glad that you're with us here in Bradenton, Florida. Gray Robertson here in the booth at SCF, along with the rest of our merry band of scoreboard people, PAs, music, etc. And we get to see Game 3, the rubber match between these two sides. here at State College of Florida. We'll start with the starting lineup for the Orlando Monarchs. Stormy Konselnick, the left fielder, will lead off with Kat Rodriguez, the second baseman, batting second. Mac Barbara's DPing tonight and hitting third. Allie Skaggs is over at third base hitting fourth. Alyssa Garcia, the catcher, bats fifth. Morgan Smith, the center fielder, will hit in the sixth spot. Julia Kutsoyanopoulos is at first, batting seventh. Pal Egan, the right fielder, hits eighth. And Kylie Sam, the shortstop, turns it over in the ninth spot. And they're facing the former Central Arkansas Bear, Jordan Johnson, making her first appearance in this series. Johnson, a graduate from UCA a few seasons ago. He's going to bring it up in the zone a good bit. A lot of screw, a lot of rise ball. It's a different look, a very different look, honestly, from what the rest of the Vibe pitchers have thrown here so far this weekend. And we'll see how she does against this Monarchs offense that put up 17 runs on 20 hits last night. As always, we want you to be a part of the fun. So hit me up on Twitter at Gray, Gray_Robertson. We will read your tweet. You can Facebook message me or message me on the gram as well. All of it is available if you want to reach out. We'll send you a shout out. We'll read your message. All that fun stuff.
Leading off for the Orlando Monarchs, number 44, Stormy Konselnick.
Stormy Konselnick will lead it off. Former UCF Knight. Started her career at Washington. 2 for 6 in the series with 3 RBIs, a homer, a walk, a strikeout, and 2 runs. Strike one from Johnson, and off we go here at SCF. Konselnick. Stopped by Adams. The spin, the throw. That's beautiful. One down. One of the best second basemen to ever play at the University of Florida. Here's a defense for the Vibe. Caneto in left. Ritter in center. Roop in right.
Next up at home plate, number 33, Catherine Rodriguez.
Radcliffe at third. Solis at short. Adams at second. Pleasance at first. Rudley behind the dish. Here is Kat Rodriguez. She'll take strike one. North Carolina Tar Heel, who recently graduated. As I've talked about all week, the NCAA leader in RBIs this past season and kind of criminally just a third-team All-American. Down 0-2. Kat is 3 for 6 in the series with an RBI, a walk, 2 strikeouts, and a couple runs scored. And the 0-2 misses, 1-2. Got to spend some time with Kat earlier today and yesterday. We chatted in the parking lot last night, reminisced about the good old days when she was in the FGCL with the Finns. And I pulled up her summer stats, and I said, Kat, do you remember how many RBIs you had? And she said no. And I said it was 9 in an entire summer. And this past year for North Carolina, she was north of 80. Her response was, well, development. I was like, you're right. That's why we play. Payoff, called strike 3. Johnson gets the low and inside portion of the plate, and that's her first strikeout. 2 down.
Next up, number 44, Mackenzie Barber.
Mac Barbara, who has been lacing it everywhere here in this series, steps in now. Just finished up her time at A&M. 3 for 6 with 2 RBIs, a homer, a double, 2 walks, a strikeout, 3 runs in this series. So has pretty much done everything in some form or fashion. Barbara has just such quick hands, and if there's anything inside, she can turn on it on a dime. Rise ball misses, 3-1. Full count. Haven't seen the change yet. No, Johnson's got it. Wonder if she'll try it on the 3-2. Ball 4. Good discipline by Barbara not to offer.
Next in the batter's box, number 99, Allie Skaggs.
Here's Allie Skaggs, Arizona Wildcat. One of the best defenders and really good power hitter Kalen Lowe's had since taking over for Mike Candrea. That is blooped out to left and down for a hit. Barbara races for third. That'll be a hustle double for Skaggs. Just like that, 2 in scoring position for the Monarchs here in the first. They got by Caneto.
Number 19, Alyssa Garcia.
Ritter backed her up. Now in steps the UCLA Bruin, Alyssa Garcia. 1 for 7 in the series. That one, though, was a 3-run homer in Game 2. Rise misses, 2-1. There's the change for a strike, 2-2. Boy, Garcia had just no interest whatsoever. I wonder if Johnson brought that pitch down. Might get a swing. Let's see. Instead went away. Full count. Payoff. Garcia, swing and a miss. Second strikeout for Johnson in the inning. 2 left stranded for the Monarchs on offense. We go to the home half of the first. 5 bats coming up. Here is the lineup for the Florida Vibe. Here in the bottom of the first, Carmen Greenwood, the DP, will start things off in the leadoff spot. Rachel Root back in the 2-hole, the right fielder. First base, Taylor Pleasance batting third. Kara Caneto, the left fielder, hits fourth. Jordan Rudd-Lee is in the 5 spot catching. Jillian Solis is at short hitting 6th. Hannah Adams bats 7th, playing 2nd. Grayson Radcliffe, the third baseman's in the 8-hole. Emma Ritter, the center fielder, bats 9th, and they're all facing the lefty who finished up her collegiate career at Kentucky after starting at Rutgers, Jaden Vickers. Vickers making another appearance here in this series. Greenwood lays down the bunt. Throw to first is in time. A little dramatic over there, but all good. Yeah, Vickers threw the final third of an inning in game 1.
Next up, the right fielder, number 15, Rachel Roop.
As Roop steps in, the All-American from Liberty, who's 1 for 6 with 2 RBIs, a double, and 2 strikeouts in the series. That was right at the window foul, 0-1. You know, I used to think I was a weirdo for flinching or putting my hand up anytime a foul ball was hit at us in the radio booth with a net and windows and a small opening in said window standing between the ball and me and Tom. But then I watched one of our GoPro clips and saw me and Tom both raise our hands, and also Beth Mowens and Michelle Smith and Amanda Scarborough all do the same thing, and that made me feel better. Just a natural thing. Beautiful evening here in Bradenton, although there are some distant clouds off to the left. I think we're good. 3-1. Vickers just shook off about 4 different calls. Now Garcia's going to call time. Outside for ball 4. Off goes Roop. Defense for the Monarchs looks like this. Konselnick in left, Smith in center, Egan in right. Skaggs at third, Sand at short.
Taylor Pleasance.
Kat Rodriguez at second, Katsuyanopolis at first, Garcia behind the dish. Here's LSU All-American Taylor Pleasance. Striped out to right. Third hit of the series for Pleasance, and off goes Roop racing for third. Pleasance will dive back, she's safe, and they're on the corners with 1 out. That was strong hitting from Pleasance, something elevated from Vickers. She got all over it.
Sliding into the batter's box, the left fielder, number 23, Kara Caneto.
Kara Caneto, 1 for 6 with a run in the series. Strike 1 from Vickers. Oh, and 2. Caneto pops this up, but to who? It's Sand at short. 2 gone. Boy, that Sand gave the illusion of losing it in the sun. But turns out she had it the whole way, and that's why she's good.
Next up at the plate, the catcher, number 36, Jordan Rudd-Lee.
Jordan Rudd-Lee is 1 for 3 with 2 walks and a run here this weekend, or week. It's Wednesday. What day is it? Thursday. Who's to say? I am on FGC all time, so I'm just looking at the schedule and figuring out what the next day is and who's playing, not necessarily actually what day of the week it is. Rudley sharply to second, and this is going to be the old 4-6 force. It'll look a lot more normal in the scorebook. That's the third out, and we go to the second, still tied at 0. Six, seven, eight for the Monarchs. Smith, Kotsoyanopoulos, and Egan. First pitch outside from Jordan Johnson. On the All-American from Rutgers, Morgan Smith. Pitched last night, but she did a lot of damage for the Scarlet Knights in her college career right here at the plate. And we got a little FGCL reunion. Jordan Johnson played with the Slice. Morgan Smith was a Circus. These are teams. Smith now with the edge. The 2-0 from Johnson. Oh, 3-0. Ball 4. So 4-pitch walk sends Smith over to first base. Now you got Julia Kotsoyanopoulos. 1 for 5 with a walk and a strikeout in the series. Tennessee Lady Vol and started her career at Arizona. Tried to bunt. I thought she went. Apparently not. 1-0. Kind of thought it was a strike anyway. So now Coach Mike is going to come out and ask about, I think, all of it. Kotsoyanopoulos at Tennessee had to fill an interesting need. Was not really a catcher, but Lady Vols needed a catcher, so she moved into that position, and 2024 was the main backstop for the Peyton Gottschall, Carlin Pickens dynamic duo in the circle that won the SEC. Bunt laid down. The throw to second will get the force. Brilliantly done. Great play by Jordan Johnson. 1 out.
Next up, number 10, Pal Egan.
Now the former Florida Gator, Pal Egan. Ball 1. Wind is blowing out right to left. As Egan swings and misses. It's kind of the first time I've seen that direction here this summer. One and two. High and tight. Full count. Now the payoff. Egan sends it off of Johnson, and she's going to be safe. A tough break for Jordan Johnson. A, to get that hit off of her, but B, that the ricochet was kind of in a spot where there was nothing Adams could do.
Next up, number 23, Kylie Sand.
Now the Nightmare 9 hitter, Kylie Sand. Just wait until I read her series stats. One of, if not the best hitters Rutgers has ever had in program history. Called strike. How about 5 for 7 with an RBI, 2 doubles, a strikeout, and 3 runs? Another one where I'm looking going, why the 9 spot? Oh, and 2. One of the real trends in this series has been struggles with 2 strikes, specifically for pitchers. It has been very, very hard for both teams to finish off batters. There have been a lot of 2-strike counts in the last 60 hours or so. But the hitters just are not going down easy at all. It's a good 0-2 pitch, 1 and 2. Let's check the socials, see if we've had anybody tuning in say hello. Oh, wow. It's kind of a feat of athleticism in and of itself that Sand even got a piece of that, 1 and 2. I've gotten some texts from folks, and hello to all those out there who are watching. Sand over to Solis for out number 2. And back to the top of the order with Kotzelnick, who grounded out in the first.
Next up, number 44, Stormy Kotzelnick.
The Kotzelnick family is watching. Hello. It's fun to be calling Stormy's games again 5 years later. Chase the rise there. Ooh. 1-1. And a strikeout for Johnson, her third. Well, some traffic on base, but nothing too damaging, and we are still tied up at 0 here in Game 3, the rubber match between the Vibe and the Monarchs. One count on Jill Solis. Shortstop, 6-7-8 for the Vibe here in the second. Solis, Adams, and Radcliffe against Jaden Vickers. Took some off it, missed tying in, 2-1. Solis smokes that out to left field. Now center field, and it's Smith who makes the grab. Stayed in the air long enough to allow the Monarchs to figure out the plan defensively. One away.
Next up, the second baseman, number 8, Hannah Adams.
In steps Hannah Adams, who is just on fire in this series. Ball one. She's 4 for 4 with an RBI. I'm sorry, 2 RBIs, a walk, and a run. And she is hit in the 8 spot, the 9 spot, and now tonight the 7 spot. Rise high, 2-1. And I say that just to analyze. I'm just analyzing the game. One of the best to ever do it at Florida at second base. Clutch hit after clutch hit for Tim Walton's Gators throughout her career, and now she reaches yet again. She has now been aboard 6 times in 6 plate appearances.
Next up, the third baseman, number 26, Grayson Radcliffe.
Grayson Radcliffe, 0 for 1 with a walk and a run in the series. First pitch strike from Vickers. Did get a nice note yesterday from Chad, Grayson's father, who's been a frequent contributor to the social media hellos over the years during the Vibe games. Two one. In the air towards right. This is a little tricky, but Egan handles it for out number 2. Now up comes Emma Ritter, who's making her first plate appearance of the week.
Next up, the center fielder, number 90, Emma Ritter.
2-time All-American at Virginia Tech for our old friend Pete Demore. Trying to get up Greenwood, who waits on deck. Ritter out to right. That'll fall in front of Egan. She played it well, so Adams has to stay at second. But that's a nice job by Ritter, passing it to the top of the order. Carmen Greenwood grounded out in the first.
Number 7, Carmen Greenwood.
If you're the Vibe, this is exactly what you wanted to happen. Called strike. One and two. Wind now blowing kind of straight out. Greenwood tries to take advantage of this chance. Let that one run away. 2-2. Ball 4. And they are loaded for the Vibe and for Rachel Roop.
Stepping up next in the batter's box, the right fielder, number 15, Rachel Roop.
She walked and was stranded at third in the first. Known at Liberty for all her clutch home runs, had multiple in the NCAA tournament. Doesn't have to be a home run, but looking for anything in the grass. Instead, it's line to sand at short. And the Vibe will leave them loaded. Monarchs will have a top of the order, or I should say 2-3-4, due up in the third in the scoreless ball game after 2 innings. It's Rodriguez, Barbara, and Skaggs here in the third. Both teams with 2 hits, both teams with no runs. 4 left on by the Monarchs, 5 for the Vibe. First pitch strike, inner half for Kat Rodriguez, who struck out looking her first time up. Trying to set the table with the very dangerous Barbara waiting on deck. But she was buckled by the change there, 0-2. Oh my. 1-2. That rise escalated quickly, 2-2. And Rodriguez chases, second strikeout tonight, 1 away.
Next up, number 44, Mackenzie Barbara.
4 Ks for Johnson as Mac Barbara steps back in. A walk in the first. Barbara started her career at Ole Miss and transferred to San Diego State, where she was heavily accoladed in the Mountain West, and went to Texas A&M to play for Trisha Ford in her final season. And there was a game opening weekend where A&M was playing Baylor, and Baylor jumped out. I think it was 7-1 maybe. I was watching in Tucson, and A&M passed the baton, got within, I think it was 7-4. Mac Barbara was up with 2 on in the 6th, and she just demolished a home run. It was one of those where we were all sitting around and we looked at each other and said, Barbara's about to do that. And sure enough, she did. Just sometimes there's a vibe when Mac Barbara steps in. She goes opposite way. Catch made by Canetto for the second out. Green light for Barbara on the 3-0.
Next up at the plate, number 99, Allie Skaggs.
Now Allie Skaggs, who doubled in the first. Change for a strike, 0-1. Ooh. 0-2. Johnson wanted that one. That was River, 2-2. Skaggs to Solis at short. And that's a clean 1-2-3 inning for Jordan Johnson. We go to the bottom of the third. No score. Vibe and Monarchs. It's 3-4-5 for the Vibe. Pleasance, Canetto, Rudd, Lee. Here in the bottom of the third against Jaden Vickers. Out here getting out of trouble through the first 2 innings, Vickers. First pitch ball to Taylor Pleasance, who singled earlier to bring her series stats now to a 3-for-7 mark with 3 RBIs. 1-1. Crush to center field and right to Morgan Smith. Boy, you could not hit that harder. And Smith took a half step and caught the ball.
The left fielder, the 2-3, Kara Canetto.
Kara Canetto popped out to short in the first. Oh, and 1. Game 3 of this series, Vibe and Monarchs split the first 2 in ridiculously different ways. Popped up. Canetto will be retired for the second out.
Next up, the catcher, number 36, Jordan Rudd Lee.
Jordan Rudd Lee into a fielder's choice in the first inning. Just off. 2-0. Now 3-0. And ball 4. Good IAB for Jordan Rudd Lee. 2-out base runner for the Vibe here in the third.
Next up, the shortstop, number 10, Jillian Solis.
Jillian Solis flew out to center in the second. Still looking for her first hit here this week. And it won't happen here. There's the force at second base. And we are scoreless after 3 here at SCF. Top of the fourth here for the Monarchs in this scoreless game, and Garcia, Smith, and Kutsoyanopoulos set to face Johnson. Alyssa Garcia struck out back in the first. Caught out in left field by Caneto for the first out, and here's Morgan Smith, who walked in the second. Morgan Smith with a base hit up the middle, and that's the third hit of the ball game for the Monarchs. And a one-out base runner. Good piece of hitting by Smith. Got something a little elevated. Kind of one of the first true mistakes from Johnson.
Next up, number 27, Julia Kutsoyanopoulos.
Now bring up Kutsoyanopoulos. Reached on a fielder's choice into second. The wind is now blowing in. In case that is of interest to you, dear viewer. Want to know? In the air towards right. Let's see if the wind causes problems. No issue for Roop. 2 out. I'll bring up Pal Egan.
Next up, number 10, Pal Egan.
Nice pitch. 0-1 on Egan, who singled in the second. One and one. Ooh, little off. 2-1. I like how Jordan Johnson's mixing. I thought we might see her at some point earlier in this series. Last night there was a prime opportunity, but did not make an appearance. Saved up for today, and now pitching quite well in her start against the Monarchs. Just totally bamboozled Egan there, 2-2. That rise lifted a little far for Egan to view it as tasty. Full count. It's another full count to Pal Egan. She singled in the second on a 3-2. That was off of Johnson, right back up the middle. Wow. Foul ball caught by Johnson on the ricochet. Back to Johnson. This time she'll glove it. And so ends the inning. One out single, but that's it. Off to the bottom of the fourth in this pitcher's duel at SCF. Hannah Adams, Grayson Radcliffe, Emma Ritter here in the bottom of the fourth.
Number 8, Hannah Adams.
Monarchs pitching, your task is this: get out Hannah Adams. So far, hasn't happened. She's reached all 6 times she's stood in the batter's box here in this series. Ball 1 from Vickers. Got her foul off the change, 1-1. That's sent out to left field after a hard rip by Adams and off of Vickers. It is a base hit, a painful one, and a leadoff single for Adams.
Next up, the third baseman, number 26, Grayson Radcliffe.
See if Radcliffe lays down a bunt. She fouled out in the second. But if I'm the Vibe, I am doing everything I can to move Adams right now. Up high and away, 1-0. I just want to, again, one more time for the kids at home. Hannah Adams has been in the batter's box 7 times in this series and has reached all 7 times. 5 for 5 with 2 walks. To Radcliffe, graduated from Indiana, currently an assistant coach at NC State. Always a fun personality and a good hang. We got to chat a bit pregame in the cages before she actually got to work, and I went and wrote things. Ball 4, and now trouble a-brewing. 2 on, nobody out for the Vibe, and this feels like the chance.
Next up, the center fielder, number 90, Emma Ritter.
Ritter has a single today, but this also definitely feels like a bunt. I mean, you got to get second and third no matter what happens here in this AB. She'll show it. She'll get it down. Well executed. The throw to first will complete the sacrifice, and back to the top of the order we go.
Next up, number 7, Carmen Greenwood.
Greenwood has a walk and a ground out, 0 for 1 in this game. Looking for the hit in this pitcher's duel. So far, it's been a lot of lobs on both sides. Total of 11 left on base through 3.5 innings. This might do the job, out to left field. And that's a foul ball. Oh man, the wind was just tossing and turning that softball. Konsolnik made a diving effort and it landed foul as she tried to make the catch, and that is a just gigantic break for the Monarchs, because that's deep enough to score Adams. Wow. One and two. On the ground towards first. There's the tag. The runners have to stay where they are. Julia Kutsoyanopoulos does exactly what you're supposed to do in that moment. 2 gone.
Stepping into the technical square, the right fielder, number 15, Rachel Roop.
Roop is 0 for 1 with a walk. Left him loaded in the second, did Roop, on a first pitch line out, and now the first pitch is sent to right. Inning over. What a job by Vickers getting out of a jam, and for the Vibe, that's now 8 left on base through 4 innings. We're scoreless off to the 5th. First pitch, a bunt by Sand, and out at first. As we start the fifth, bottom of the order. We have no review. Sorry, guys. One down.
No, was it 36 on right field? No. The rule, what coach just told us? Oh, you're oh, it's
And back to the top of the order with Kotzelnick. Change misses high. Defensive changes. Sarah Mosley's in the game at third. Radcliffe at short. Ritter in right. I'm going to assume that means Carmen Greenwood is now in center field and Rachel Roop has become the DP. Stormy Kotzelnick's 0 for 2. Well, 0-0. Time to let the hair down. Here in the top of the fifth. It's going to all come down to the one key hit because pitching and defense have been on par for both sides. Big swing, 2-1. Jordan Johnson, 4 1/3 now. 3 hits, no runs. She's walked 2 and struck out 4, excuse me. And ball 4. Kotzelnick gets the dugout fired up as the free pass brings up Kat Rodriguez.
33, Catherine Rodriguez.
Kat Rodriguez has struck out twice in this game, and if I'm Jordan Johnson, I am attacking. There is absolutely no chance. I'm dancing around the zone with Barbara on deck. Foul ball. 1-1. Rodriguez has 3 hits in the series. Got some FGCL UNC teammates who are here, and now the proposition is dicier. 2-1. Wild pitch sends Kotzelnick to second. So no matter what, there's going to be a runner in scoring position for Barbara, barring a double play. Two and two. Rodriguez pokes it out to right. Ritter gloves it. They're on the corners with 1 gone for Barbara. It's a nice adjustment by Rodriguez. Had been kind of fooled by Johnson both times she was up, but found what she was looking for. Got something outside. Ritter was playing pretty deep.
Next up, number 44, Mackenzie Barber.
And this is by far the best chance the Monarchs have had in a few innings. Barbara, a walk and a fly out. Wouldn't be shocked if the only stuff relatively close to the zone is off speed for Johnson here. It was off speed to second. There's 1. The throw to first will end the inning. The change works. Barbara hits into a double play, and we're still tied up at 0 going to the bottom of the 5th.
Leading off the bottom of the fifth for the Vibe, the first baseman, number 17, Taylor Pleasance.
Pleasance, Caneto, Rudley. Momentum is on the Vibe side. I just feel like something's going to happen in this inning. First pitch ball to Pleasance, who has singled and flown out today. The single was a rip. The flyout was a rip. She is seeing the ball well. Outer edge, called strike, 1-1. Little inside. Ooh, is that going to stay in play? No, just out of the reach of Garcia. Another life for Pleasance. Man, if I'm Jaden Vickers, I am not upset because it was good effort by Garcia, but, I mean, man, you almost had Pleasance on a relatively easy out. Instead, she's got another shot. On the ground, stopped at first by Kutsoyanopoulos. And the really good effort to keep it in front of her gets the first out.
Next up, the left fielder, number 23, Cara Caneto.
Cara Caneto is 0 for 2 with a couple pop-outs in this game. Ball 1. Well, Vickers has been good, even with a lot of the base runner traffic and some of the sticky situations. Now 4 1/3. She's given up 3 hits. Walks have been an occasional issue. She's given up 5 of those, and nary a strikeout to be found, but situational pitching has been good. Vibe has just not done anything at all with runners in scoring position. That's off the glove of Vickers, right to short. Sand makes the play. Caneto out by 3 steps, 2 down. The old 1-6-3 for the second out.
Next up, the catcher, number 36, Jordan Rudd Lee.
Jordan Rudd Lee, 0 for 1, fielder's choice, and a walk here in this game. That was right in there for a strike, 0-1. Good. 0-2. Vickers pulled the string. And now Rudd Lee's got to protect. Popped up on the 0-2. Kutsoyanopoulos has space, and that is a 1-2-3 inning. Jaden Vickers, best of her game so far. We are 0-0 still, going to the 6th.
Skaggs.
All right, who's going to break through? Skaggs, Garcia, Smith. Jordan Johnson back to work. Allie Skaggs past Mosley over at third. Leadoff base hit. Only the second time the leadoff has reached in this game. Up comes Alyssa Garcia, 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout.
Next up, number 19, Alyssa Garcia.
5th hit of the game for the Monarchs. They have not had multiple hits in an inning as of yet. Foul ball, 1-1. Did that hit Coach Mike? 1-1. That change just came out of the hand wrong for Johnson, 2-1. Jordan has been excellent today. Again, spreading out 5 hits. Free passes have not been damaging. Defense has had her back. Got her. The change gets the swing and a miss.
Next up, number 37, Morgan Smith.
5 strikeouts for Johnson, and that'll bring up Morgan Smith, who's reached twice, walking a single. Jammed foul. A little surprised. I mean, I know I come from the Alabama School of Productive Outs and Move the Runners, but I thought Garcia would try and lay something down, even though she's a big power threat. It's 0-0. At this point, the evidence says you just need the 1. Outside, 3-1. Well, Smith gets on. The bottom of the order for the Monarchs is 1 for 6 in this game. Katsoyanopoulos, Egan, and Sand. Through the 5-6 hole. 3 times Smith has reached. She's 2 for 2. And that's the first inning with multiple hits for the Monarchs.
Next up, number 27, Julia Katsoyanopoulos.
Let's see if the bottom of the order can come through or if Johnson can get out of it yet again. Julia Katsoyanopoulos is 0 for 2 with a flyout and a fielder's choice. First pitch. Out of play. Rise misses high, 1-1. Glad you're with us, Gray Robertson, along with Fred and Nick up here in the press box, or down, really. We're basically at field level here at SCF. I see the zone quite well. Of the 3 games, this has by far been the highest quality softball. And I know that the offenses haven't exactly lit it up, but this has just felt old school, felt classic. Pitching's been good. Defense has been really good. The hitting has been solid. Situational pitching's been better. And it's a rubber match of this series between the Vibe and the Monarchs. Another strikeout for Johnson.
Next up, number 10, Pal Egan.
Second of the inning. And Pal Egan now will be tasked with coming through. 1 for 2, a single and a ground out. Everything Egan has hit has gone right back to Jordan Johnson. And she has seen probably the most pitches of any Monarch batter. Both times a full count, both times multiple foul balls. So who wins round 3? Three and out. There is another kind of hidden play in all this that looms large. I think back to earlier when there was that fly ball to left. Vibe had a runner at third. Johnson finds his own 3-1. And the wind kind of took it into foul ground. Kostelnik made a diving effort, but because she was in foul ground, the ball was in foul ground, it was a foul ball, even though she didn't make the catch. If that stays fair, I think it's deep enough to score a run. Instead, the wind helped keep it at 0-0. Surprise, surprise, it's a full count to Pal Egan. That play I'm talking about was back in the 4th with Greenwood at the plate. 3-2. Egan sends it towards left. And that is foul as well. Man. Off the bat, that looked like fair ball danger all day. Just another 3-2. Does Johnson go back to the changeup? Another payoff to Egan. In the air to right. Catch is made. Side retired. Johnson wins round 3. This game is still tied at 0 as a little rain falls. And I close the windows slightly. Vibe offense, hoping to get on the board when we return. All right, Sarah Mosley. Take a first pitch ball. Look, I'm going to be real with all of you out there, viewers at home. There is a massive storm on its way. We have about 26 minutes probably to play this game at all. So, if Vibe wants to win, I would recommend scoring in this inning. 2-0 to Sarah Mosley, who's hitless in the series, 0 for 5 with a walk, a strikeout, and a run scored. Grounded foul. It's Mosley, Adams, and Grayson Radcliffe here in the bottom of the 6th. No runs for the Vibe on 3 hits. They've left 8 on base and committed 0 errors. She went 2-2. For the Monarchs, no runs on 5 hits. They've also committed 0 errors, and they've left 8 on base as well. A lot of correlations up and around here. Off the end of the bat towards second. That briefly ate up Rodriguez, but she recovers. And now we'll see if the Monarchs have figured out a way to handle Hannah Adams.
The second baseman, number 8, Hannah Adams.
She's walked and singled here in this game. She has reached every single time she has stood in the box in this series. She has twice in this game been stranded at third base. Bunted. Beautiful. Adams is on again. 8 times she has stepped in, and she has reached all 8 times. She needs to be at the top of the order, is how I feel about it. I mean, the production is crazy.
Next up, number 26, Grayson Radcliffe.
Radcliffe, foul out and a bunt, or I beg your pardon, and a walk. Takes it high and away for ball 1. If you're the Vibe, you have to do it right here. It has to be this inning. The storm is coming. It's going to stop the game, perhaps end it early. You got to score. Radcliffe in the air towards center. Smith is twisting in the wind, and she'll track it down. Strong throw to first, but Adams is back in the nick of time. Now Emma Ritter, single and a sac bunt, 1 for 1 in this game.
Next up, number 90, Emma Ritter.
Two-time All-American at Virginia Tech, Ritter. First year with the Vibe. Called strike, 0-2. That's off of Vickers. Another hit for Ritter. The moment is now. First and second, 2 outs for Carmen Greenwood at the top of the order. Now check on Vickers to make sure she's okay.
Steps in, number 7, Carmen Greenwood.
Greenwood is 0 for 2 with a walk. She is due, if nothing else. Good speed on second with Adams. I mean, if there's a hit, you got to send her. 0-1. You can see on your screen it is getting darker as time passes here at SCF. The 1-1. Greenwood gets through the middle. Adams rounds third. She'll come in to score. Greenwood converts and the Vibe scores. The key hit comes for the Florida Vibe and it's 1-0 in the 6th. Time and time again, Jaden Vickers played with fire a bit. Time and time again, it was Greenwood who was up with people in scoring position. And finally, the third time was the charm. An RBI single, and that'll draw a pitching change for the Monarchs. Because surely we have time for that. 2 on, 2 out, 1-0 Vibe here in the bottom of the 6th. The new pitcher in the ballgame is the former UCF Knight, Caitlin Felton, coming in to try and get the last out here in the bottom of the 6th. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Rachel Roop at the plate. First pitch strike. Jaden Vickers threw quite well tonight. 5 2/3, 6 hits, scattered around. 1 run it was earned. It came just a moment ago. 5 walks and no Ks. Situationally, she was excellent. But just gave up the 1. Now Felton on to try and give the offense a chance in the 7th to tie it or maybe more. Roop is 0 for 2 with a walk, a line out, and a fly out. Whew, 2-1. And by the way, in the 7th inning, it'll be Sand, Konselnick, and Rodriguez. 9-1-2. If any of them reach, Mac Barbara awaits. Two. Swing and a miss. Felton comes in and gets the K. But Carmen Greenwood has done the job. An RBI single. And now the Monarchs are down to their final 3 outs. They'll have 9-1-2 due up. Off to the 7th here at SCF. To the 7th. I would recommend hustling. 9-1-2 due up for the Monarchs. Sand, Konsolnik Rodriguez, the FGCL trio. Coming back to Bradenton, where the league helped them in their college careers, now here as pros. But their team trails 1-0. And they face another FGCLer, Jordan Johnson, who's been extraordinary tonight in the big moments. One more big one to face. Back to Johnson. She knocked it down. There's the first out. Boy, to get Sand out on one pitch is massive. Back to the top with Konsolnik. Ground out, strikeout, walk. You know the Monarchs are thinking just one of us.
Next up,
one of these between Konsolnik and Rodriguez. If one of them can get on, Mac Barbara currently sits in the hole waiting. That one high for ball one. One and one. One and two. Konsolnik takes a walk. Change miss, 2-2. Up and in, fouled off. Full count. Got a piece. That definitely hit the bat. The apps tell us we got about 15 minutes until the heavens open. Out of play. Konsolnik not going down quietly here in the 7th. She knows what a base runner could mean. Got her! Jordan Johnson, ice cold with her 7th strikeout.
Next up at the plate for the Monarchs, number 33, Catherine Rodriguez.
Cat Rodriguez is 1 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts and a well-placed single in the 5th. It was a good adjustment by her. Just to the right of your screen, you see the dangerous Mac Barbara. Hitless in this game, but always a threat. 2-0. Three balls and no strikes. Ball 4. Here comes Barbara.
Next up, number 44, Mackenzie Barbara.
A walk, a flyout, and a double play in the 5th. The plan was, with that double play, it seemed hard away, off speed in. See if that stays the same and who adjusts first. Hard away, fouled off, 0-1. Oh and 2. Foul ball. Do you dare come inside if you're Johnson? I still think if you do, it's got to be a changeup. Otherwise, stay away. See if you get a chase. Maybe even one of those high and away rise balls. 0-2. Got her! Swing and a miss. And Jordan Johnson finishes off a complete game masterpiece with a crescendo of a rise ball to win it 1-0. Just in the nick of time, Jordan Johnson wraps up her complete game shutout, sprinkling around 5 hits, 4 walks, and 8 strikeouts. And that RBI single from Carmen Greenwood in the 6th proves to be all that was needed. Your final score, Vibe 1, Monarchs 0. Winning pitcher, Jordan Johnson. Losing pitcher is Jaden Vickers. A tough luck loss for her. She threw quite well. And the biggest offensive spotlight belongs to Carmen Greenwood. That RBI single in the 6th inning was all that the Vibe needed. So the Florida Vibe wins the series 2-1 against the Orlando Monarchs, and that'll do it for us from here at SCF in Bradenton, Florida. For the gang in the press box, I've been Gray Robertson. Thank you so much for watching this entire series. We'll see you next time, everybody. Have a good night.